One fan base, one city, one team brings us all together. The Cleveland Browns. If you're a Browns fan, this podcast is for you. Welcome to Down with the Browns.
And welcome back to another episode of Down with the Browns. Oh.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
Down
go.
Browns, baby.
We back.
We back, man. We back. Oh, post-draft, man. Post-draft.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did that.
Man. We got a lot to say, man.
Me and Blake and Tiggs, we stuck out the draft, man. That was
Old Tiggles. Shout out to Tiggles.
Yeah, he hopped on with this last second. It was lit.
I wanna do a quick shout out to all of the guests that we had. Even shout out to Matty G and the boys and Tiggs and our last show. I've been listening to that new Taylor Swift album. Admittedly, I'm going to say that live on stream. So I pretty good. This is my first time ever actually listening to something, a little Tay, a little mixtape by Tay. So I wanted to know what are some of the music that you guys are listening to? What's good, Drew? Before we get started, what's some of the music you guys are listening to, blasting? Let's just say for the past 48 hours, 72 hours, and anything that you've been listening to in the headphones?
Dude.
An artist.
Shabuzi.
A bar song by Shabuzi?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
I was cutting grass to that.
One.
I was
Comes the two,
three to the four. That shout out to Shabuzi, man. I got some. I had a LaCroix. I was cutting grass with a LaCroix in my hand, so I was lit to that song. So, KFC, what about you?
Andrew said the new Afro Man.
The new Afro Man.
Recently, bro. See, I go through different genres, man.
It depends what you're doing.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's just about a month at a time. I'll be listening to certain genres. Like here lately, I've been getting back into rap. I ain't really listened to rap much, but I've been throwing on a little Kendrick, Drake,
Little Kendrick,
you guys heard Drake's diss?
Yes, the AI.
Oh my God,
diss.
Drake.
Or the one. No. The one where he did an AI of Tupac and Snoop. And then he did the one that he released called Push-Ups, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in reverse order, but Push-Ups was sick.
The Push-Ups one is, oh my God, he just flamed them guys.
MC just said Taylor Swift went downhill since she quit country. I mean, listen, downhill is very subjective, right? Because some people might have thought she went uphill, right? I mean, listen, Love Story, when she came out with Love Story, that was one of her original hits that I knew her from, and that was a banger. So I don't know if that's country or what, but Drew said he's
coming back though, boys.
Country's coming back.
It is.
And Luke
Post Malone.
Post Malone's going country. Beyonce's got a country album, so it's listen, country's a new wave. It's definitely summertime coming up.
Listen,
so gotta get those vibes.
Sometimes I can get down with that pop country stuff. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you gotta go back to the roots.
Sometimes they're a little too slow. They're a little bit too slow for me. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro, you gotta get that bluegrass.
If I put on some George Strait,
you gotta get that Billy Strings, Zach Bryan, Doyle Lawson.
Well, I was listening to Jake Owen, Barefoot Blue Jean Light, when that came out in 2009. That was that. See that, but again, that's still pop country a little bit. But I don't know. So I had my phases.
Cody Johnson is the modern era George Strait, even though he's not even close to George Strait.
That's what that goes to show. I don't know country music because I have no idea who Cody Johnson is.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you didn't know who George Strait was, bro.
No, I know.
I was about to say.
I know George Strait is.
Listen to some Cody Johnson.
Listen, I'll put on Cody Johnson. You send me one song, and it has to be 1 minute long because that's as long as my attention span.
Let me put you on a banger. This is kind of right around,
bro. There's no slow country.
Oh no, this ain't Cody Johnson. This is Brad Paisley singing a Kentucky song. But I mean, this is kind of around. Just wait for it. We might get censored, but who cares? In the day. deep, dark hills of eastern Kentucky. That's the place where I trace my bloodline. Sir,
I need to hear the beat. I can't hear the. I can't hear anything. Drew said KFC. Did you see the telly I got last week?
The telly's fire. You will never leave hard and alive. Banger, dude.
Listen, man, Cody Johnson was a bull rider. Okay,
I will.
He couldn't make it, so he started singing songs, and now he's one of the best singers.
I will write down that name. I will write down. I will write down. Listen, you text me right now, Blake. That one song, listen, and I'll let you guys know it on the next show.
Listen to Tyler Childers too.
Tyler Childers.
Tyler Childers.
Bro, I don't even know who these people are.
Bro, Tyler Childers is massive. You've definitely heard Tyler Childers if you've been.
Bro, I only know Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Miley Cyrus, Dolly Parton, right?
How do you know Dolly Parton but not Tyler Childers?
Jake Owen, Zach Bryan, and Florida Georgia Line. It's really like I don't even know.
Okay, I don't know how you know who Zach Bryan is, but not Tyler Childers. I mean, they do the same stuff. Like,
literally,
I've never. That could have been a baseball player.
Feathered Indians.
I've never. Listen. The crazy thing is, you can name the person, and if you name the song, I certainly won't know that.
Feathered Indians. This is not Feathered Indians.
Bro.
Listen, I need to send me the song because the quality over the phone.
That's probably it.
So Cody Johnson does all these covers of older songs, and it sounds just as good as the old songs.
We gotta try it out. MC just said, "Manny, listen to Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker." I do know who Darius Rucker is. Rucker is. That's another one I know. But Wagon Wheel, so I'll write down Wagon Wheel. I'll write that down. But again, the rule is 1 minute. I don't like, and if it takes you more than 1 minute to get to the chorus, I'm not listening to some Stairway to Heaven or whatever, like where it takes like 9 years to get to the chorus. So
bro, they it's like old school country kind of because like they tell a story.
Cody Johnson is old school.
It's like you tell a story with it.
Yeah.
He just released a song that's "Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys," which is a cover of an old song, and it's awesome.
Wagon Wheel, Darius Rucker, MC. I got it. Keep sending them through if you guys have suggestions.
Let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send those recommendations through, or to our Twitter.
Manny's missing out on a whole other culture. Dude.
Let me
you will listen to it 100 times if you listen to it the first time.
I didn't mean to send the stream. I meant to send you a.
You said
Send me it. I just got it. All urine.
Dave has no idea what's going on.
No, like Dave doesn't.
All urine.
All urine.
Not like urine, like piss, but like urine, like yours.
You're all yours.
It's slang.
What is happening right now? Listen, there's clearly a whole genre of music that I need to
Manny is missing out.
The deep classics. So I only know pop country, and pop country makes me I'm like, man, I could be on a boat, going 100 miles per hour on the way.
All the other songs.
It's too close to all pop music, right? I mean, I'm talking like if it's Ed Sheeran, then it's like, oh man, I know the song. If it's on the radio, I know the song. Last Night by Morgan Wallen. Everybody in the mom knows that song. But anyway, we had a draft.
Yeah.
The Browns.
So, how are we feeling about that? Speaking of that,
B-.
Yeah. We can go overall grades. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, first pick, we got Michael Hall, defensive tackle, out of the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
Third round, 85th pick, Zach Zinter, guard, Michigan. Fifth round, 156, Jamari Thrash from Louisville, wide receiver. 6th round, 206th pick, Nathaniel Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State. 7th round, 227th pick, Miles Harden, cornerback. And 7th round, 248th pick, or 243rd pick, Jawan Briggs, Cincinnati D tackle.
So let's start obviously right at the top, right? I mean, round 2, pick 54, Michael Hall Jr. from Ohio State. He was voted by his teammates the best defensive lineman during the Senior Bowl. I think the problem that I have with Michael Hall is I'm wondering if Browns fans who happen to be Ohio State fans like myself were a little bit overhyping this pick because he went to Ohio State. And I hate to be negative on or any kind of negativity shown toward players who have been drafted by the Browns and who have not played a snap because they can be amazing or whatever. You know, we don't know. Mm-hmm. But I feel personally, though Michael Hall Jr. was a little bit of a reach, and also seeing some reports come out that we were kind of shopping that pick to begin with. They were fielding some offers, and we didn't get anything back. So I don't know. I just feel though, like, you know, having him play along Dalvin Tomlinson, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, grand scheme of things, right? There wasn't anything we glaringly really, really needed on this roster, right? Some people could say linebacker, maybe. You know, that would be the first thing that pops out to people. But I think like it's like we're really drafting for depth now, and you can see that. You know, we'll go over Zach Zinter, and then you can see that in that Zach Zinter pick. But again, I don't want to speak too much, you know, ill will toward Michael Hall. Maybe I don't know. I just feel like he wasn't. I feel like that was just a little bit of a reach, personally.
Me too. I mean, me and Blake, when we were on during the draft live, like it was, I don't know, it caught me off guard. I said that earlier today on Ohio Sports Talk. Thanks.
Elaborate on that, MC. What you thought about? Sorry, I just wanted him to elaborate.
You're good. But like I think it was just like we kind of thought it would either be wide receiver, linebacker. I know we're not inside or anything, but like it just felt like those were two positions we needed to address early on when there's more players available to pick from. And it like, I mean, I hope Michael Hall, I hope he comes out and he's better than Aaron Donald. I hope he's one of the greatest of all times. Like, I hope I eat my words and we can play this like, oh, ha, look at what we said. Look how dead wrong we were. But it was just like, it felt like there was better options out there at that pick. And it just felt like you said earlier, like it was a reach a little bit. So,
yeah, no, it was definitely, in my opinion, it was more of a depth kind of pick. So that's why it looks weird. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you're talking about depth, because does that mean Siaki Ika is gone and we just drafted him last year? So it's like I don't know. But MC just said that he was agreeing that his favorite pick was indeed Zach Zinter, and we'll talk about him. Thrash could be very interesting. We're going to go over Thrash. I want to hear your thoughts on that, MC. But Blake, go ahead. What do you think about Michael Hall? I'm curious.
Well, since I watch Ohio State a lot, he never really played his normal like 3-tech kind of spot. They moved him around a lot. And also he's not like, yes, he's 299, like that's still pretty big, but he's not a run guy, dude. He is a pass rusher, defensive tackle. And the thing is with the Browns, I think what Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski and Schwartz, they don't want to keep recycling these 1 to 2 deal guys. They want to find a guy that they can lock in for 4 or 5 years and get an extension. They just don't want to keep rotating that locker room like that. But he's good. I think he's good. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but he's not going to play every down. He's going to play pass-only downs. If the closest comp to like a previous Browns player is Larry Ogunjobi. That's literally the closest player comp to him. He was undersized a little bit. He was okay in the run, but he was so good at the pass rush. Literally so good. I like it. It's still a little bit of a reach. I thought we could get him at 85, but we got Zach Zinter at 85. So if we didn't get him there, we probably would have never got him, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, it's really interesting too, Blake. You kind of touched on it, with that defense. I think with this pick being on defense, obviously we know that it's a depth piece, but it does seem like Jim Schwartz does like to flip those guys in and out and rotate them. In the inner defensive line right there. And then having a guy like Michael Hall, who's pretty young, really, he does turn 21, I think, in June or July, so he'll be extremely young. But it's just really hard. But I think John from Facebook, he had a really good point here. I do not care how these young college players are in college. It's the NFL. Let's wait and see before you judge. That's really it. It's true, right? I mean, we really do have to wait to see what we're looking at. It's sometimes hard, though, because you're scratching your head and saying, hey, that guy was on the board, and why wasn't he picked up? And he would be a great asset. He's going to be a great future pick. But it looks like the front office was like, we are building for the future. And this is a situation that Browns fans are probably not very used to, where we have a draft where we can draft for the future. We're sitting there saying, hey, we know we need now. But it's like, we pretty much have now. Like, I mean, Deshaun Watson comes back healthy and plays pretty well. I mean, you know, Nick Chubb coming back, playing pretty well. We kind of have right now. Next season is a very good season. We can re-upload through free agency, which we kind of did with Jerry Jeudy and things like that in nature. And we re-signed a lot of key pieces on that defensive line. And so I guess it's kind of like, hey, let's just be okay with drafting for the future, but it's just uncomfortable. Are you comfortable with drafting for the future, KFC?
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with it. I think it was just, you know how people are with Andrew Berry drafting wide receivers. I kind of feel the same way about that, but not for wide receivers, but for defensive tackles. And it's just like, it feels like he's just not hit on them. And I think that plays a little more into it for me. I mean, I still like the athlete that this kid is. Like, I mean,
right.
What did he run? Like a 4.8. I mean, he jumped like a 33. I mean, he's got good intangibles. Like he's gonna be at least decent. Like, I mean, at least like his floor is being a serviceable piece like Mo Hurst.
Right.
Like, that's kind of what I see his like floor being.
But is that what you draft your second overall? You know what I mean? Your pick 54 with?
Well, I mean, if he becomes more than that, I mean, you've done good. I mean, you've just not seen him play. True. So, I mean, you just don't know. Like John said, like we're just trying to see how it is. I'm still, I don't know, man. Like there wasn't a sexy pick this year, if that makes sense. Like I know that we don't need that sometimes because it feels like this offseason's just not really had a lot of like sexy pickups other than like Jerry Jeudy. And like it just depends who you talk to. Like Jeudy, some people are in, some people are out. So I mean, it's just kind of give or take on that too.
Right. Well, and honestly, last year, even with Cedric Tillman, I mean, a lot of people were. I felt like there was a lot of splashes last year, and you kind of look at obviously Cedric Tillman, and then we had who else did we? Siaki Ika, and then DTR. That was kind of a splash pick as well because he was a Heisman candidate at one point.
Dwan Jones.
Dwan Jones, obviously. How can we forget about Dwan Jones? But again, Dwan Jones is example of, I think, in Ohio, like if you were an Ohio State fan and you're a Browns fan who's an Ohio State fan, the Dwan Jones pick was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we got Dwan Jones. It's you know what I mean? It was like insane. But everybody from the outside was like, that guy wants to play basketball. You know what I mean? He does not want to play football. So why on earth are you even drafting him? And look at what we got in Dwan Jones. I mean, my goodness. So I think that it's a very interesting thing. Also, I do want to touch on this, MC. Are we? The question I have on the fly right now, right? MC says, "Let's be honest, our draft sucks because of Watson." Well, yeah, we gave up the first. Next year, we finally get our first round.
Whoa, that's not nice to say about our 6th round pick.
That's not right about a 6th round pick. But yeah, well, yeah. So yeah. Shout out to Nathan Watson. I'm sure MC's talking about Deshaun Watson. But I think right, obviously. I just want to make sure MC's not talking about Nathan Watson because I'm like, whoa, what's the smoke? But I do want to quickly ask you a question before we get to our round 3 pick in Zach's Inter. I want to ask the panel a question. At this present juncture, for the past 3 seasons, we've had Deshaun Watson as our first round pick. Are you guys comfortable with that so far, or obviously does it need work?
Well, I mean, we made the playoffs 1 year.
Yeah,
and we didn't even have most of the year, so I mean, it's not like we're
That's the limit, dude.
Yeah, we're not bottom feeders.
Yeah,
I mean, even how bad 2022 was, we still went 6-10, 7-10.
We knew what we were getting. We were getting everything else. We knew that was happening, and it just went with it. And now your window is here. It's here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really last year was really the year you kind of thought going into the Watson trade that was going to be his actual first year, because when we made the trade, a lot of speculation was he was going to get suspended the full year.
Right.
So, right. And then it was just 10 games. They tried to appeal. It wasn't. So, you just didn't know how that 2022 season went. And then, so that happened 2023, went 11-6. Courtesy of Joe Flacco a little bit. So, you still made it.
You know what I think is it's going to be, this is some mental gymnastics, right? But I think that this year's first round pick was obviously Deshaun Watson the last time we're doing this. Mm-hmm. I think this year, the first round pick of Deshaun Watson is going to be worth the other 2. I think a healthy Deshaun Watson, I think a healthy Nick Chubb. Who's to say we wouldn't have been in if you added Nick Chubb and have Deshaun Watson healthy last season, what possibly could have you could think of so many things. I truly believe that. And this year, I think that we're finally going to run into a wall with the Baltimore Ravens. Not we physically, more so the Baltimore Ravens are going to fall into the wall because they're going to be like, look, we just paid Lamar and the same dang thing happened. Now he got closer, right? But still, he's still the jury's up about Lamar in the playoffs, in my opinion. But MC does say that an elite Watson does take us to the Super Bowl. I agree. I agree.
He doesn't even have to be elite.
You don't even have to be elite.
You don't have to be elite.
You don't. You really
just
don't.
Top 15. Just top 15.
If Joe Flacco doesn't throw back-to-back pick sixes, we can still win that game. Come on.
Yeah. You're looking at these teams, right? You're looking at these teams who go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the outlier, right? Just like Tom Brady was, early on in his career and later on in his career, obviously. This is just Tom Brady. But I think some of these quarterbacks, they're not, Brock Purdy, I think Deshaun Watson can be a little bit better than Brock Purdy, right? You're talking about that defense and that offense being pretty good at weapons. Same thing the Browns have. The defense just has to travel on away games, and I think they'll get more confident, and they understand that. I think the mental aspect is there, or whatever the reason is. I think that's going to change, and I think we're going to have some weapons on offense, and Deshaun Watson is going to be Deshaun Watson. He's tired of the noise. He's tired of people talking. The 6-game suspension was rust, and then was injured, 5-1, injured, whatever. You could say whatever you want about QB. Wins not being a stat, or so with wins not being QB stat. Still, if you suck at QB, you're going to lose games. So I don't know. We're definitely going to look on that in the future. But I do want to hit on round 3 because I know we have a couple comments on Zach's Inter and at KFC. This is your guy. You've been talking about him so much. I want to give you your kudos. I'll let you take the floor about round 3, pick 85, Zach's Inter.
Well, I don't think it's just me. I know Blake's been harping on it for a minute now too. But I think we were kind of thinking maybe 156 for him. But like Blake said earlier, we probably had to get him there because he probably wasn't going to make it as how the draft boards fell. But dude's a dog. Go watch his tape at Michigan. And like I said earlier today, we can kind of thank our guy in the second round for getting Zach Zinter in the third, because had he not get hurt, I mean, we might be talking like he's top
He's a
30 pick.
top 20 pick.
Yeah, like I mean, he was probably. I mean, you could argue he's the best guard in the draft outside of that injury. Like,
I will say he is.
I mean, that's like the type of talent we just got at pick 85, and I think I can't remember when I said this, but I said this to somebody. I was like, Andrew Berry usually hits on his third round picks and his sixth round picks. Like, I mean, they might not be like the greatest of all time, but I mean, they're going to be serviceable starters and good players. Like, we keep them for a little bit. So, I mean, I'm hyped about it. That's probably my favorite pick of the whole draft.
Blake?
Yeah, whoever thinks he's not good is smoking dope or something, because
Or bias.
this dude is just straight strength. If you go watch the tape, yes, it's college ball, but he literally just throws people all over the place, man. And this leg injury isn't going to affect him. It was straight bone. It was no ligaments. It's literally just bone. Okay, he's already 100%. He already told the Browns he's 100%. Yes, we haven't seen the videos, but the Browns did. That's why they drafted him. Like, he is the next. The Browns have to decide, or they got to figure out, is Joel going to retire first, or do we got to get rid of Taylor because we're paying him too much money? We really want Zach to play right guard because that's what he played, and he's athletic. I've seen him. Like, I've watched all Big Ten football, all the games. Like, and my buddy's a big Michigan fan. He knows what he's talking about. This dude is athletic as hell. Like, and we use our guards more than any team in the NFL. We will do pin pulls. We'll do duos. We'll pull the guard over so we can pass pro. Like, he's going to be amazing, man. Give him some time.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to be behind Taylor and Bitonio first. I'm assuming Bitonio is going to step down because he's having back problems. Usually when that back problem thing happens, it's about over. But
yeah, it's short-lived after that. But here's another great point for Zach Zinter. He likes to hunt and fish.
Yeah. You know that does well.
When your offensive lineman likes that, they're in their bag.
Oh, yeah.
They got that flip. They can flip that switch.
Bring him down here to Southeast Ohio where Taylor hunts.
We're going
be ready.
Exactly.
You know, so you guys touch on it, right? Joe Bitonio turns 33 in the fall. And so we don't know. I mean, who knows? If we get to the AFC Championship, maybe Joe Bitonio comes back next season, but he could very well retire. He
can retire mid-season.
He can retire mid-season if he wanted to. You know what I mean? And you don't want the problems. You don't want those problems. What do you say?
I just hope we don't have like a Joe Thomas thing, man. Like, I just hope he don't get hurt in the middle of the year, and then that's all we get from him. Like, I hope he goes out like thunderous applause, like he walks off on his own terms. And what's it say?
I hope so too.
But like, I hope Bitonio goes out like on a high horse, and I hope he like calls it quits. Like, I hope we at least get to like an AFC Championship with him. Because like, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, Joe Thomas never got to see the playoffs," but Bitonio's been here. Like, I don't get why he's not as coveted to Browns fans. Like,
he's the longest tenured Brown.
Exactly. He's been here 10. This makes 11.
11 seasons. We have to double check that, but I do have an answer for you there. I think when you're so, I hate to say this about Browns fans, and because I'm talking to myself, but when you're so poor, right, and you own the best thing that you have going for you is your MacBook. You love your MacBook, bro. You'll never forget that MacBook. We were so bad that the only thing we really had to hold on to was Joe Thomas, because he would always be in the rankings of best offensive lineman, this, that, the other, winning award after award after award. And then you're like, oh, well, we can hold on to Joe Thomas for that, or Joe Hayden at one point for a couple seasons. But so now it's like, now Joe Bitonio is always up there and usually always up there with Wyatt Teller, number one, and we always have Amari Cooper or always Nick Chubb or something like that. You know what I mean? So now we have other players to say, no, we're the best in the league when it comes to this, or we have the best running back in the room, the best running back room maybe 2 seasons ago, and it was without a doubt, right? I mean, that's the one thing that we held very high, clearly. So now we have Myles Garrett and things like that. So I think for some weird reason, Joe Bitonio kind of got, is to the wayside, but that he's a classic. He's a class act, and he will retire a Brown, hopefully. I hope he doesn't go to any other teams.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so he's a 2-time All-Pro, 3-time second team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. I mean, the dude could arguably retire and go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he could. So we have a few, which is crazy to say. We have a few Hall of Famers on our squad.
Yeah,
we have a few Hall of Famers on our squad.
I just truly hope he goes out on a high horse, man.
Yeah.
I want to see Zinner, and I want to see what he has to bring to the team.
For sure.
But if he's starting this year, one of them two guys is probably went down. And I don't want to see him this year.
And truthfully, you guys said it before we move on to Jamari Thrash. You guys said it. Zach Zinter, first team All-American, 3-time All Big Ten, and Andrew Berry is quoted and already saying that we're offensive line snobs. We love offensive line. We love the players. We love the depth.
Much.
So you use them so much. You can see even Nick Harris. They tried to get Nick Harris out there last season at fullback.
They overload the line. They put Nick Harris at fullback. They pull and pin and pass pro, pull the pass pro. It's literally their whole offense.
Their whole entire offense, Blake. Literally, they love offensive linemen. And truthfully, for our kind of style of play, I don't mind. I would love to be able to, throw the ball a little bit deeper. So, wide receivers, you got to get open, but that's a whole different subject because I love wide receivers. And we'll talk about Jamari Thrash in a second. But I look, Zach Zinter, I like the pickup. I don't know. It wasn't one of the guys that I wanted at this pick. I wanted Jeremiah Trotter Jr. At some point in this draft, but of course he went right away. The pick before us at 156.
The only thing is he slightly lacks in technique, but it didn't matter at Michigan because he would literally just throw dudes around. But he'll work on his technique for a year, and we'll see.
Absolutely. Drew just said a very good point. Very interesting. Luke Weipler. We drafted Luke Weipler last year at
Zach Zinter at fullback.
Potentially put him at fullback. Let's go. I can see some heavy packages.
Didn't we just pick up a fullback though? And that Ricky guy,
who cares?
Run two fullbacks.
Run two fullbacks.
Actually,
run T formation.
Yeah, don't even throw a wide receiver out there. Just straight run some linemen, fullbacks, and a running back. Don't even put quarterback out there. Let Nick Chubb run Wildcat.
You want to see what formation I run with my 3rd and 4th graders? It's called the Beast. I'm going to show you real quick.
Draw out the Beast. I need the Beast formation.
Is
it a heavy? Is I would imagine that it's a heavy package.
It's heavy.
But are you? Is it full pads? Is it full pads or is it flag football?
Oh, it's full pads. I got 8 and 9-year-olds out there.
Then 100%, it's got to be some heavy package. You got to get the. This sounds crazy, but I was going to say the meatiest, the biggest 4th grader out there. Put him at fullback. And just have everybody run right behind him. Because that was working on some heavy plays when you had Nick Harris out there. The only problem when you have Nick Harris at fullback is he's not going to pass catch. You know what I'm saying? So even if you wanted to throw a pass, he's just going to be an extra blocker.
Yeah.
All right. Right there. It's kind of backwards. So we bring over the opposite side tackle. Okay. We call him the monster tackle. We move him over. And then the backs, they're called beast backs. Okay? So this is beast. It's just a direct snap to the quarterback. We can just run sweeps right behind these guys, or they all pinch down. We can run a little dive right there, or one of these beast backs can go around that way and do a reverse. We can do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we fake the sweep and throw a dump pass to the backside tight end. Greatest formation ever for Pee Wee football.
Bro,
the beast.
You can get yard on yards at that position.
For sure. That's sick. Oh wow.
They love it. They're like, Coach McCoy, when we run a beast, I was like, all the time.
Every play.
We literally did one game. We did it every play. It was awesome.
That's awesome. And they didn't stop it. That's what I'm hearing.
The only way they stopped us is if we screwed up ourselves, and that happened sometimes.
Heck yeah. But going back to the draft, Jamari Thrash. What do you guys think on him?
Let's have Manny go first.
Yeah, he's the wide receiver connoisseur.
Just look at his name.
Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, David Bell. And now you add in a speedy 6'1" guy. The problem that I have about Jamari Thrash is that more so not him specifically, but almost you're just drafting wide receiver depth just to draft wide receiver depth when you have never shown that you can draft a wide receiver. So I don't know why you would even draft a wide receiver this high, let alone draft a wide receiver at all. No offense to our front office. And maybe for the first time, it might come back to bite me in the butt and saying that Jamari Thrash is one of our best wide receivers that we might have, or best draft picks at wide receiver. I don't know, but I don't think that that's the case. We don't draft wide receivers well. So don't do it. Get people in free agency. I don't care. Bring them over from other teams. You have a weakness. You have a glaring weakness. Understand you do. And that's okay. Not everybody can do it. We're great at drafting secondary players. We're great at drafting offensive linemen. That's fine. We have a problem with defensive linemen, interior specifically, right? Because I want Myles Garrett. I mean, when you got to pick it, right? You got to be number one overall. But when you're talking about wide receivers, we don't draft them well. So this is nothing against. I'm kind of going to go with what John was saying a little bit earlier. I think it was John on Facebook. So and say like I'm not going to judge a college player in Jamari Thrash personally. Because he is fast. He's from Louisville. He had some, he was very good at that offense. But when you're looking at the Cleveland Browns and how you fit in, you're going to be all the way down there behind David Bell because we still need to give David Bell a chance. We don't even know what we have in David Bell personally still. And it seems like at this point, he's a veteran. So I don't like drafting wide receivers unless it's with our round 2 pick. And that's why I personally like Cedric Tillman last year, and we still need to see him run the right route personally. But I don't know. I'm not gonna. That's why I'm gonna abstain from saying anything bad about Jamari's game personally because I need to see him in the NFL. When you're drafted in the 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, I need to see you in minicamp. I need to see you work out. I need to see how you are in the locker room. But I'm just saying that we're not good at drafting wide receivers, so I doubt that a round 5 pick is going to be very good for our football team.
I get that. So I'm going to just give you 2 comparisons. So on comparison player number 1, this player, and I'm going to compare him to Jamari Thrash. I'm not going to tell you which one's which. But, so player 1 ran a 4.46. 10-yard split was a 1.54. Vertical jump was 34 inches. Broad jump was 10. And in their college career, they had 2,600 yards, 15.6 yards per catch, and 18 touchdowns. Okay. Player 2, in their draft combine stuff, they ran a 4.77, 1.73 10-yard split, 28.5 vertical jump, 9.2 broad jump. And in their college career, they had 1,800 yards and 15 touchdowns and 13.2 yards per catch. So do you know who the receivers were I just compared Thrash to?
Maybe.
I don't want to be wrong.
I'll tell you that player 2 was a Cleveland Brown. And you
Josh
loved
Gordon?
him. No.
I think I
Me
know.
personally, I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know.
Jarvis?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it really Jarvis?
Yeah,
It's
so
Juice.
Juice he ran the 4.77, 10-yard split was 1.73. So in intangibles, or like just the stuff he did at the combine, he did a lot better than Jarvis while being right about the same height. Like the only real difference, I mean, arm length's about the same. Let's see. Arm
Yes,
length was
true.
about the same.
Yes, he was.
height. Weight, I mean, Jarvis is a little bit heavier, but hand size is about the same too. Or no, Jarvis has a little bit bigger hands than Thrash. But I mean, I saw what he did at Louisville. I mean, 6 touchdowns last year, 800 and something yards. Dude's pretty good. I hate to say that, even though he went to Louisville. He's pretty solid. He can take I know he ran a 4.46, but he was pretty good on the deep ball, especially against Kentucky. So, I mean, I give it about a C+, but
yeah. It's hard. I'm looking at some of the intangibles that you were talking about, and I don't
see.
know.
I just gassed up a Louisville player for you, man.
Yeah,
I don't know how hard that was. I don't know if you realize how hard that was.
I'm being such a pessimist. I know that was very hard for you. I don't want to just skim by that, but it's just so hard because we just don't draft them well. So I'm not going to be surprised. And I know MC, you're saying that the Cedric Tillman draft pick might have been a good one. But when I thought so, and I wanted Cedric Tillman, right? I wanted Cedric Tillman, and I got Cedric Tillman. But the problem is, I'm like, okay, well, now I'm hearing that from a veteran quarterback that you don't know your routes. I mean, you are a rookie. Let me give you some time. Fine. You know what I mean? But when you're behind Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, it's like you're not going to have very many opportunities. And David Bell wants his opportunities as well. And now they're going to want to see Jamari Thrash. And we still have Jalen Darden as well, a preseason god that people wanted him to be on the squad. So it's like, come on now, Cedric. I mean,
and Austin Watkins.
So it's like, I mean, he had that fantastic game versus, I think it was Philadelphia, Austin Watkins. So it's like, the preseason game. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's yet to be seen for Jamari Thrash. I'll hold off.
For sure. 6th round pick, 206th pick, Nathaniel Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State. What's your thoughts?
I don't even think I went.
Huh?
I don't even think I went for the receiver.
Oh, you didn't? My bad, Blake. Go ahead. My bad.
Well, it kind of ties in with the Nathan Watson pick because I thought for sure at 156 this was linebacker. I thought 1,000% it was either Jeremiah Trotter, which got picked right before it, or it was going to be Peyton Wilson, who the Steelers got at 198 or something like that. But no. But I thought there was better receivers out there at 156. I mean, you had 6'7" Johnny Wilson from Florida State. He was on the board. Could easily be a tight end if you wanted to, but 6'7", dude. Come on. If you guys saw my tweet of Jamari Thrash crack blocking that dude, he's going to be physical. He's not going to back down from watching film. I mean, he does kind of remind me a little bit of Jarvis, but is that just the hope in me? I mean, maybe. He's got a very cool last name. Like it'd be very cool to be like touchdown, Jamari Thrash. But
he just thrashed the secondary.
Listen, it is two ways. You know how it is on Brown's Twitter. It is two ways. That's going to be one of the sickest last name, or you are going to be called the obvious last name Trash. Right?
Yeah.
Jamari Trash. Like everybody's going to be calling him Jamari Trash. So just even if you drop a ball, you can have 7 receptions and 8 targets, but drop 1. I mean, they're going to be calling you Jamari Trash. So Sick
And then
name.
Drew said
Unfortunate.
the guy the Steelers got doesn't have one of his ACLs. It doesn't matter. Adrian Peterson didn't have either and won an MVP. So
He's
Peyton-
very injury prone too.
Peyton,
I mean, I
True.
but
wanted.
Peyton Wilson is
True.
a dog. He is a
He
dog.
is.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I
Nick
don't
Chubb.
care.
Nick Chubb had knee problems in college too. We still drafted him.
I have
Look at
knee
Nick Chubb.
problems, and look at me.
Yeah.
I'm running around the
JOK
bases
had
and slipping
JOK had
softball.
heart problems.
Yeah, I think that was some rumors.
Yeah, to lower that draft stock.
Hey, it is bittersweet though for Jeremiah Trotter going to the Eagles, but it was crazy because I was telling Tiggs, I forget where we were. I was like, here it comes, Jeremiah Trotter, and they goes, trade. The Philadelphia Eagles are at 155. I was like, here it comes, and they took.
Yeah, he was definitely going to Cleveland if he made it to that pick.
Oh yeah.
Oh
sure.
yeah,
For
a
sure.
1,000.
For sure.
It was him or Peyton Wilson, 1,000%.
For sure.
But it makes me
Um,
mad because the Steelers got a good linebacker now. But this
Yeah.
next linebacker, he's also pretty good, guys.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
SEC Defensive Player of the Year, I might add.
Yes.
Dog.
Has a lot of special teams reps, so that's where he might be at first. But he is a dog.
For sure.
all I
Like,
got
I mean,
for
the last 2 years, I mean, he's been first and second team all SEC. He led his team with 12 tackles for loss last year. This year, I mean, his stats are insane. 13 tackles for a loss, 137 tackles, 10 sacks, 1 pick, 2 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Like, bro, I mean,
yeah.
dude's a dog. I mean, you're doing that in the SEC against the best comp in the nation.
His only problem was he was on a crappy team. Literally,
Yep.
Yeah. I like it. You know, he's a watching him. He's a little bit slower depending on what in lateral movement, but at 6'2", 230 something pounds, like
He's gonna rock some people.
He's gonna rock people, and you don't just get like nations.
Well,
he's a finalist for the Butkus Award.
Here's
Best
the thing:
linebacker in the nation.
is from his weight that he played at his senior year and his weight that he weighed in at the combine. He weighed at the combine 233. What he was playing at was 250 or 245.
Yeah,
So
he slipped
he's
down.
So, I mean, he might be getting a little quicker out there, bro. So
Yeah, he might be a little bit quicker.
Good.
And truthfully, you're gonna need that, right? I mean, with all of the talent that we have at quarterback in this division, you're gonna need to get to the quarterback quickly. You're gonna have to get to the quarterback quickly, or be able to drop back in coverage quickly enough. And I think that we understood what we needed at linebacker. And if this is again, I've been wrong before with certain players, but if I had a gut feeling, like I feel like I'm batting 500 when I have a gut feeling about players. So I could be wrong about Jeremiah Trotter personally. I mean, I wasn't wrong about George Pickens. I mean, we talked about this before KFC. I love George Pickens. I know he's a head case, but like he's not. I don't. Like, at some point, you're almost like, well, you should be. You know what I mean? Like, give him the ball. Like, it's like Stephon Diggs. Give him the ball. Win. I don't know. Win. OBJ's a little bit different because, the production isn't Stephon Diggs or, whatever. But but anyway, let me not get off a tangent on wide receivers again. But I think truthfully, I love this pick. We got to figure out if we're calling him Nathaniel or Nate or what, or I want to find that more out about him. But I love this pick. This is one of the few picks in this draft that I liked.
After he cracks somebody, we should say, "What, son?" I think that's what he should say.
What, son?
What, son? Right in the middle.
See, I like Trotter, and then I started watching some clips, and then I saw him get outran by Sam Hartman, quarterback from Notre Dame. I was like, yeah, he's a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And then me, KFC, and Tiggs, I think we were watching Peyton Wilson highlights. And I was like, yeah, this dude is fast. I like him.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Anyone?
wanted Peyton Wilson, but I'm perfectly fine with this. He might not start. He might not play right away, but I guarantee he will be on special teams.
Oh, dude, he'll for sure be on the team the next 4 years. I think he'll end up being the starter maybe next year. I'll be real. Like, I think he might start next year.
Do we
He
have a
might
list of
start.
the undrafted free agents?
I have them after we finish this.
Okay,
We'll go
I
over
got
'em. So next pick, 7th round, 227th pick, Miles Harden. Do you guys?
dude. It's going to be a hard time for him to find some playing time. I will say that.
Yep, for sure. I mean,
Um,
it's not even a shot at him either.
No, we just have so many EBs, bro. Literally so many.
That's why I said
And-
Trent. If you wouldn't have so many if you trade Denzel Ward.
And we just signed the undrafted free agent from his rival team that
Mhm.
also plays EB
Yeah.
that will be fighting for a spot on the roster. Probably the practice squad. Probably these bottom 2 7th round picks are battling for the practice squad. Nothing against them. It's just we don't have that many spots open.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Andrew Berry knows. Andrew Berry knows secondary. That is the number one thing that he knows. And obviously, being an ex-cornerback himself, he knows corners. And so right now you have a trio, one already in a contract, in his second contract, a big contract deal, one of the highest paid corners in the league. You have Greg Newsome, team option, gonna probably get a contract extension, or people might trade him. We don't know, depending on how this year goes. But then you have a dog at third, Martin Emerson, MJ himself. So it's
He's
like
two.
it's so he's. You think he's 2, bro? What on? We have to Google balloons and what the heck is going on and how that works. But we got to Google
Bro, it's
that
every time we get
bro.
something.
It's just random. But so, but no, yeah. So I think Greg Newsome, we'll see. But again, Miles Harden, nothing against him. South Dakota,
Yeah.
though. I mean, he's who I don't know the competition you're playing with, won a lot of awards, but all of those awards are FCS awards. So it's kind of, I mean, what are we looking at here? It's kind of,
Yeah.
it's kind
He's
of
gonna
hard.
just he's gonna have to ball at rookie camp and ball in training camp. That's literally how it is.
Truthfully, 100%. I mean, and it's, again, nothing against him, but it's just like he has a knack for finding the football. I love the intangibles. I love a lot of the details that I'm seeing. The problem is I can't help but to think that it's FCS. So we'll see how it translates.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say it's not a big difference between those higher FCS schools. Those Dakota teams are like good teams. But
what's the comparability? You're talking about North Dakota State, right? Let's take North Dakota State, where like Carson Wentz and
Christian Watson
went to school. Like what is North Dakota State's like comp?
So here's what I think happens at these schools like that. It's like the kids that are like from areas like mine, like if they're like just freak athletes or just incredible players and they're not getting the national publicity as like a bigger city, like a kid from downtown Cleveland, they're going to get a lot more attention because the schools they go to are bigger. More people are there to watch. Highlights are going to get out. There's more money to fund all that stuff.
These dudes are from Hickory Hill High School or something.
They're from legitimately North Dakota. And they went to stay close to home, but they're freak athletes.
Yeah,
tire flipping in their backyard.
And it's
like if you went to St. Ed's, like you're not going to North Dakota State.
Yeah,
and St. Ed's is one of the best high schools in Ohio.
Yeah. That's true.
And like a kid like from my area is like the kid. Okay, I'll put this into perspective. A kid at the high school I call games for just broke the state record in touchdowns, yards rushing, yards per carry, and total scoring in a season in the state of Kentucky. It was previously held by his name blanked on me. He played for the Seahawks. He was a running back there.
Michael Bennett?
It was running back before
Chris Carson?
No, it was before Marshawn Lynch. Sean Alexander. So he
Sean
had like all
Alexander.
these records. Yeah. So this kid broke all his records in Kentucky,
Wow.
in the state of Kentucky, in a single season, and he's going to a school called UVA Waz. And it's
Yep.
just because of the
My-
pure like attention
high-
like that goes on here.
My high school's kicker is going there. That is crazy.
Really?
Yes, he literally just committed to UVA Wise.
That's crazy, bro.
He signed in February. That is really crazy.
Yeah. So the kid that's going there, he's going to play. Probably, I'm going to say he's going to play running back or DB or something like that. He's going to he has all these records, but like had he probably played at like a bigger school or in a bigger area, I mean, he might be D1 bound. Like,
The thing that's hard for me is because I see these really good teams in FCS, the best of the best. Remember when Appalachian State was the best of the best, right? You bring them over, and now they're in the Mountain West Conference playing Boise State. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like are you even a power? Like, you know, are you a what do you say?
James Madison.
James Madison. Like I just feel like North Dakota State might be a Power 5 school if they went to FBS, but it's just like you're going to be playing in the Pac-8 when the Pac-8 you know what I mean, when they dismantle, like, you know what I mean?
Probably be going to the Mountain West.
Mountain West. Yeah. Well, obviously location wise, right? I mean, but I also mean like strength of schedule. You're probably going to be playing Mountain West or what's that other one? One that's not a Power 5.
Sunbelt.
Sunbelt is another one. You know what I mean? Like you might be playing in there or with the AAC with Temple and Houston, and you know, so it's
and a lot of those kids that go to these schools too are like kids that sometimes like maybe don't have the best of grades, or they've had or have some like trouble like that happens, like
Juco.
Maybe like a
stuff
like that.
Can't do it. That you can't do it, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. But to continue on, the other 7th round pick, Juwan Briggs from Cincinnati, defensive tackle.
Big boy.
He's a big boy, but again, another guy. I mean, who
he's gonna be fighting for his life.
He's gonna be fighting for his life. R. Kelly meme. I'm talking about, like, literally. I think that he is going to be great guy to have in the locker room. One of the 4 team captains on Cincinnati, right? I mean, you know, he had 2 sacks last year. So it's 6'2". He's defensive end, 300 pounds. I just feel like when you're drafted to 7th round, they kind of want to throw in a guy who's going to be a camp body and have him fight for his life and see, all right, can you shake it up a little bit? I mean, we love the depth. These last 2 pieces you kind of saw are depth of depth pieces, right? I mean, it's the depth of Michael Hall Jr. and, Miles Hardin is going to be the depth behind, Martin Emerson or some of our 4th or 5th string corners. So it's a depth piece. So shout out to Juwan Briggs. Welcome. I don't know if you're going to make the team, but welcome.
Yeah. Yep. And then Drew is a big dog for this. He sent me the list of all the undrafted free agents. Unless you wanted to say something about Briggs, Blake.
I haven't seen much of him.
Yes, I am.
He's just a big guy. I mean, he's gonna be fighting for his career, but you never know, man. Like the Browns, like I said with Michael Hall, I know it's a big gap between picks, but they're trying to find D tackles that they can have long term and not these recycled 1-year contracts with guys. Yes, he's a 7th round pick, but we've seen plenty of late round picks become superstars.
For sure. And so the Browns undrafted free agents so far, Javon Cohen, inside like guard, Miami, Aiden Robbins, running back, BYU, Amon Brown, wide receiver, South Carolina, Trayton Welch, tight end, Wyoming, Lorenzo Thompson, O-line, Rhode Island, Jalen Sundale, O-line, North Dakota State, Winston Reed, linebacker, Webster State. Chris Edmonds, DB, Arizona State. Dashawn Gales, DB, San Diego State. I'm going to say it's Amon-Ra Brown, wide receiver, South Carolina. So, yeah. So that's all the people we've picked up undrafted free agents.
There's no really ones that come to mind. We should have got Steel Chambers, dude. He got signed by the Lions.
Yeah, he's
Jalen
gonna be pretty
Coker
solid.
to the Panthers. Come on.
Jalen Coker.
He's gonna be a dog with Xavier Leggett. I'm
Look
gonna be
at-
so close to home so my family can come watch me play.
Jalen Coker.
Right.
Jalen Coker, isn't he like 6'3", 6'4"?
Mhm.
6'3",
He's
6'4".
big.
Dog.
He's a big boy. Big boy.
Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame career coming soon.
He's another one. He's another one. Holy
Yeah.
cross! Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I expect.
We talked about it already,
I
bro.
got this guy.
He's a Hall of Famer. If he makes practice squad, I want the Browns to sign him to the active roster. Wide receiver 1.
That literally the only thing we need is a comparable linebacker. We need health. If we could draft a training staff, like that's what we should do. Like we should draft doctors.
Doctor.
Would you trade your first round pick next year for
For
a
health?
good,
Doctor.
for a good strength and conditioning and team doctors?
I would. Like if you could say like it's like a video game, like you can trade or buy studs or something, or like my player points for health, I would buy no injuries. I would turn injuries off. And this Browns team,
Off to the races.
I don't know who our problem is. I really don't.
What's year in and year out? Like, is it like the facilities? Like, is it the? 'Cause I feel like we have always dealt with bad injuries at some point.
I think low key they're not taking care of their bodies as they should. Low key.
Well,
Well, then that's on
so break it. But then
That's on the
here's
players.
Here's the thing: break it down, because the injuries to the star players, it's not your.
Well, those
torn
were freak
pec.
accidents.
Those are freak accidents. Deshaun Watson's injuries are freak accident. Nick Chubb, all I got to say is the name Nick Chubb, and you guys already know
Yeah.
what happened. That was a freak accident. You know, Myles Garrett, when he was in the car crash, I mean, that's a freak accident. I mean, but Myles Garrett pretty much played for the most part. You know, I
Mhm.
think Wyatt Teller, Joe Batonio, we had a few
But-
games out with them, but then Jedrick Wills. Still, I mean, again, there was still contact there.
But do you think
These
they're like clearing?
concussions, these hurt shoulders, like all
Those
this
are the
stuff is
ones.
improper. Those are improper
Those are
tackling.
Juan
and,
Thornhill.
like
Juan Thornhill is a perfect example. I mean, it felt like every week he was out.
Denzel.
Denzel. I mean, you blow on Denzel's ear and he has a concussion. So I don't even want to talk like Denzel. Bro, I can't say Denzel word. But so I listen, bro. Look. When he plays more than 12 games in a Browns uniform, you'd find me 12 games he played in. I don't remember. But so it's games like that, and he's not even playing in the slot. That's another thing. But so I think really, if you take out the freak accidents, we still have injuries, but I do believe that it would be very helpful if we had a better kind of training staff for this team, because again, it's just the injuries.
Bro,
left and right,
Maney.
it's annoying.
Did you say 12 games?
12.
Dude, he's every year except last year he started 12 games. Did
Did he finish them? Did he finish them?
He played
Or was he
his
out in the
highest-
second half?
His highest was 15 in 2021. So he's had 12, 12, 12, 15, 14, 11.
Taking
Manny
drives
Debo.
off, taking plays off, you know what I mean? Got to be out for a series,
So,
come back in the
here's
half.
the
Listen,
thing.
I want to see the full games from kickoff
What
to
do you guys-
shaking hands and jersey exchanges. How many times has Denzel Ward
All
played?
I'm saying is,
You
bro,
tell
that
me.
his first game, if you remember that, his first game in the league, lining up with Juju Smith-Schuster and AB, 2 picks against that Steelers team, that was
did.
pretty legit
He did.
back in 18.
Do you think he's going to wear that padding that goes on top of your helmet?
I hope he does.
Bro.
I hope he wears it under and on top.
Denzel Ward better
Here's the thing.
staple that
Bubble
thing.
wrap.
Here's
Bubble
the
wrap.
thing. I
gotta tweet that, bro.
I either think like nobody's gonna wear it because there's no drip, or there's gonna be weirdos that wear it because they think they're cool.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I think here's what's gonna
it's
happen.
One of those
dude.
things where they're gonna wear it because it's safe. Like it is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like if you want that, make the helmets better. Hello.
That's true.
Hello.
That's true.
But
Build it inside.
yeah,
on
just
top.
make the bobbleheads.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or like no, like I'm talking about like the inside, like make it, I don't know.
It's already
They
like
could
that.
make it-
That's the thing.
I know, but like
You
there's
can
got to
only
be
make them
like
so
more
heavy, bro.
Well, no, I'm not saying heavy. I'm just saying like material wise, like inside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's so much in there, Casey. There's literally so much.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways like there. I mean, with the stuff today, there's got to be like
Because this
You
this
know.
is roughly like 9 to 10 pounds on your head already.
Can you
Mhm.
see? Can I see the inside of that? There is a lot of padding in there, actually.
Yeah.
There's literally everywhere.
Yeah, and that's probably like 1.5 inches thick right
what
here.
about like right here though?
right there on the crown of the helmet? That has the most, and that's what this is for too. This absorbs all of the contact.
True.
just trying to
Honestly,
Do you think they should just go away from helmets?
Oh yeah, go back to leather caps, man.
Because people wouldn't be hitting with their heads as much.
No,
That's
they'd be
true,
like,
that's
oh,
true.
I don't have a helmet on. I should use my head.
And then people that use their head will instantly become psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
So
CTE, quick access.
ESPN,
ESPN.
cracker of the day.
CTE, ESPN.
Hopefully,
But-
Matty G gets on there. Cracker of the day. He said that was his goal.
Yeah, bro. If he does, he'll be so lit.
Oh
Kevin
my
Stefanski slander.
bro, there's three people I know that man hates more than anybody on this earth. It's Kevin Stefanski, Greg Newsome, and Harrison Bryant.
Yeah. Well, one of those guys doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure. But I think that's a great way to end the episode, boys. We discussed all them draft picks, talked about them all.
You want to recap basketball real quick? Some NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Man,
Celtics
what do
are
you think about them
Celtics-
Celtics?
Celtics are killing it. You know why I haven't been talking so much about the Celtics though, and I mean this in maybe in a really trolling sense, but also in a serious sense. I don't even know if the Cavs are going to make it past the Magic. So
I don't know either. It is so bad.
Like I thought it was going to be
They
so
smoked them.
cool.
They smoked them in the first two games. They did not
I thought it
allow
was going to be so
lead.
cool.
They did not allow a lead in game 1 and 2. The Magic didn't have a single second of possession lead in game 1 and 2, and they beat the Cavs by 30 in game 3 and 4. What the hell? What is going on?
It doesn't make any sense. I thought it was a done deal. I was so ready
I
for
thought it
like
was.
to
I
like
thought
think
it
of
was the
content.
Blues were
but I'm
coming
like,
out.
So anyway, yeah, no, the Celtics will definitely take care of business. The Magic has had the Celtics name the number for a little bit during the regular season for some weird reason, but that's not going to happen in the playoffs. So I hope we get
I'm
the
just
Cavs.
saying,
I think it'll be
watch.
better series.
Watch out for the Timberwolves. Holy cow. They are God tier.
That's the
I-
team I
Anthony-
feel like that has the first round hop and
Anthony-
then gets swept in the second round.
Anthony Edwards is him, dude. He is
Anthony
him.
Edwards. Anthony Edwards is the real deal. He
The Phoenix Suns beat the Timberwolves by double digits every game in the regular season, and Minnesota is just killed. They just killed them.
yeah.
All
And
I'm
hopefully
all I'm
LeBron-
hearing is, oh, go ahead.
Maybe LeBron will come back on the Nuggets, give him a little fight, bud.
Oh,
3-1.
tonight's
3-1.
LeBron's last game as a Laker before he comes back to Cleveland and then terrorizes the Boston
Bronny
Celtics.
James.
Stop it. Stop.
You know you're scared of that man in the Cleveland uniform. You know you're good as soon as he signs that
Listen,
contract.
that's it.
It's
You're going to be
LeBronston.
quaking.
It's LeBronston.
LeBronston. I think. Listen, the only person who can save you guys is LeBron, and as long as LeBron's not there, I don't care about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You
But
know,
you know
he's coming
that-
back.
you know-
You know he's opting out. He's
Yeah.
opting
He's
out of
opting
his
out.
contract.
He's
opting
coming
out of his
back.
contract. Brownie's gonna go late first round, and here comes LeBron back to the Cavs.
Just be ready. It's going to be like, what was his name? Trotted through the cities of Boston, alerted the British are coming. Paul Revere.
Paul Revere.
Paul Revere. Just,
LeBron's coming. LeBron's coming.
LeBron's coming.
Listen,
coming home.
Listen, y'all got to worry about Paolo Ranchero. That's who you need to worry about right now and try to come back.
We ain't
I wanna
I need
see
to worry. I
wanna
need to worry
see ya.
about
JB Bickerstaff.
Jared Allen. Jared Allen's the only guy that's playing halfway decent in the last 2 games, and we wanted him off the team last year because he played so bad against the Knicks, so bad, and he's the only
No,
one
he
that's
was
playing
horrible
good.
last year. So, but I'm just ready for the Cavs Celtics series because it's still gonna happen. I think
I
once they
hope
come back to
so.
Cleveland.
I think it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey,
Oh, dude,
go guards,
just get
though.
ready.
Go
Guards
guards.
doing well though. Shout out to the guards.
Yeah, for sure.
Tied for the best record in baseball.
Heck yeah. But yeah, I think that's a great way to end the episode, boys.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
And
had that.
as
Had a little bit more.
you want to add more?
No, I just had to add the little snippet of other sports.
Oh,
no,
for sure,
absolutely. Yeah.
for sure. And as always, go Browns.
Go
Oh,
Browns.
Browns.